Biological father just confessed to investigators. Lamar Bickerstaff is charged with his daughter's murder. His wife, Ruth Bickerstaff.
Opelika police released new information in efforts to identify a young girl found murdered in 2012.
And a little science from a company who solved cold cases in our area. She has a name and she has a story.
Our team will look into deadly cases that are unsolved or unresolved to try to find new clues.
The discovery occurred on January 28, 2012, when the inhabitants of a mobile home in Opelika, Alabama, stumbled upon the remains of a young child in their backyard. The circumstances surrounding how the child ended up there remained a baffling mystery, leaving detectives perplexed for over a decade. However, it wasn't until the advent of advanced DNA technology that a hidden family secret, never intended to be uncovered, started to unravel. The question arises, what could have transpired to cause harm to this innocent child, and how did her remains find their way to the location where they were discovered? Let's have a look at the 6-year-old Jane Doe cold case that was finally solved in 2023. Opelika, a city in the east central part of Alabama, is our destination for today's case. It serves as the capital city of Lee County and is home to over 30,000 residents. Opelika is renowned for the Robert Trent Jones Grand National Golf Course, which has hosted numerous prestigious golf competitions. Additionally, the city is known for its lively art scene, historic downtown area, and picturesque tourist attractions. Amore, born on the 1st of January 2006 in Virginia, was the child of Sherry Wiggins and Lamar Bickerstaff. Sherry was 20 years old at Amore's birth, and Lamar, a Navy serviceman in his mid-30s, were the proud parents. Sherry considered Amore to be a smart and special child, which led her to choose the name Amore, meaning love in Spanish. However, their relationship faced difficulties, and Lamar's family disapproved of their romance, particularly because Amore was born out of wedlock. The mounting tension prompted Sherry to move out of the apartment she shared with Lamar in 2006. Taking Amore with her, she assumed full responsibility for raising her daughter, receiving minimal assistance from Lamar. Eventually, Lamar remarried and put a distance between himself and Sherry, leaving her heartbroken. To secure child support for Amore, Sherry took Lamar to court. Unfortunately, her past legal issues undermined her efforts, and the court deemed her unfit, granting custody of Amore to Lamar instead. Furthermore, the court ordered Sherry to provide child support payments to Lamar, as he would be the one responsible for Amore's upbringing. In 2009, Amore, around 3 years old, started living with her father Lamar and her stepmother Ruth. Despite losing custody, Sherry stayed involved in Amore's life and visited occasionally. However, Lamar's Navy assignment moved them to Hawaii, further separating Amore from her mother. Sherry made unsuccessful legal attempts to regain custody over the years, but Amore remained in her father's care until she turned 18. Despite facing discouragement, Sherry clung to hope, believing that one day she would reunite with her child. Tragically, this hope would never be realized. On the 28th of January, 2012, at approximately 10:47 a.m., the Opelika Police Department received a distress call from Yvonne Johnson, a resident of a mobile home community situated at 1775 Hurst Street in Opelika, Alabama. Yvonne reported a disturbing and unusual discovery in her backyard. A human skull had been found by her son. The sudden appearance of the crown startled them, as it hadn't been there the previous day. Upon arrival, police officers accompanied Yvonne to the rear of the mobile home, where they confirmed the presence of a small child's skull in the ground. The officers were perplexed about how the crown had ended up there and wondered about the whereabouts of the rest of the body. Detectives were immediately notified, and a thorough search of the mobile home community commenced, hoping to find additional skeletal remains. Unfortunately, no further discoveries were made, and as darkness descended, the search had to be suspended for the day. It wasn't until 2 days later that detectives managed to locate more human remains. The remains were found in a nearby woods, several feet from where the initial skull had been discovered. Alongside the remains, detectives also found a pink long-sleeve shirt adorned with ruffles and heart-shaped buttons. These findings were collected and sent to the laboratory for forensic analysis. Unraveling the identity of the child became the top priority for the detectives. The remains underwent forensic analysis and autopsies at an FBI laboratory in Quantico. It was determined that the child was a black female, and she was estimated to have passed away between 2010 and 2011. Her age was estimated to be between 4 and 7 years old. Disturbingly, the medical examination revealed that she had suffered multiple previously healed bone fractures before her death. The investigation also indicated signs of malnourishment during her life. Additionally, a fracture was observed in her left eye socket, leading detectives to believe that she had been blind in her left eye. They speculated that this facial deformity would have been noticeable to others when she was alive. Ultimately, her death was ruled a homicide, prompting detectives to investigate thoroughly. With no knowledge of her identity, the detectives were determined to uncover the truth. Since her given name couldn't be ascertained, she became known as Opelika Baby Jane Doe. Since that day, Baby Jane has been part of our OPD family, shared Opelika Police Chief Shane Healy. Initially, the detectives attempted to establish a DNA profile for the deceased girl. However, the condition of the remains made this impossible. Failing in this endeavor, they reviewed countless school and birth records, yet their efforts yielded no results. There were no records of a missing child matching the age of the deceased girl, and for a long time, no one came forward with any helpful information about her. It remained silent until 2016. In 2016, a forensic artist from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children created sketches depicting what Baby Jane might have looked like before her death. The illustrations showed her wearing a pink shirt with heart-shaped buttons, similar to the clothing found near her remains. These sketches were released to the public with the hope of generating leads. After several weeks without any factual information, a former Bible school teacher at Greater Peace Baptist Church, located near where the skeletal remains were discovered, provided detectives with crucial details in September 2016. According to the former Bible school teacher, she had encountered a young girl in 2011 who shared a resemblance to Baby Jane. The girl appeared somewhat disheveled and had a difficulty interacting with other children, preferring to keep to herself instead. Unfortunately, the teacher couldn't recall the girl's name. Detectives visited the church and examined photographs from 2011, eventually finding one that perfectly matched the teacher's description. The girl in the photo had a noticeable deformity in her left eye, confirming their earlier suspicions based on Baby Jane's remains. Since the obtained photos were somewhat blurry, special software was utilized to enhance them. These enhanced photos were then released to the public the following year. In addition to photo analysis, detectives collaborated with the University of South Florida to conduct isotope testing on Baby Jane's remains. This testing examines the types and quantities of isotopes present in a sample, providing insights into age, origin, and material composition. The results revealed a higher lead level in the deceased girl's system, suggesting she may have been raised in Alabama or somewhere in the southeast. Opelika Police Captain Jonathan Clifton explained that lead levels vary depending on the environment and the drinking water individuals are exposed to while growing up. Despite months passing without significant leads, detectives remained relentless in their pursuit of answers. The case cast a dark cloud over the community, and solving it became a source of fulfillment for the investigators. In January 2022, the Opelika Police Department collaborated with Othram Laboratories for advanced DNA testing on the remains. The extracted DNA was used to create a profile for the girl, and genealogist Dr. Barbara Ray Vinter and her team helped identify close relatives. In October 2022, they determined the girl's father to be Lamar, a naval officer. Detectives visited Lamar at Naval Station Mayport in Jacksonville, but he was uncooperative and evasive. They discovered that Lamar was married to Ruth, who also claimed ignorance about Lamar's daughter and the mother's identity. Sherry lost custody of her daughter Amore to Lamar and had no contact with her for years. She continued to pay child support, but Lamar and Ruth blocked her attempts to reach out. Detectives found no record of Amore being enrolled in school or reported missing, confirming their suspicion of Lamar and Ruth's involvement. Lamar was arrested for felony murder, and Ruth for failure to report a missing child. The investigation continues, and the cause of Amore's death remains unknown. Justice is being sought for Amore, who suffered from severe abuse and neglect. We don't know how Amore died yet, but we can't speculate without clear evidence. However, based on the information given, it seems that Lamar and Ruth played a significant role in Amore's tragic situation. Their actions, like blocking Sherry's attempt to contact her daughter, and the lack of records about Amore's schooling or being reported missing, suggests they may have neglected and harmed Amore. The investigation will reveal more about Lamar and Ruth's involvement in Amore's death. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more thrilling videos like this one. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next one.